So I'm just gonna wing it. Um, I feel like I've gone through an unimaginable amount of traumatic experiences since I was like 15. And it kind of, without me even realizing what half the emotions were, I feel like I was in a constant state of fight or flight mode since I was 15 until about last year. And I've suppressed so much of what I've gone through and just assumed that I let it go. And I would tell myself that I was okay and moving on and letting it go and I was healed. But I never actually really talked about it or processed it, felt it, or understood it. And I feel like I stayed silent. I don't feel like it. I did. I stayed silent about all of it during the times. I never really talked about half of it to anybody. I not only silenced myself because of the emotions that I felt of feeling ashamed myself, but also feeling ashamed because of how other people made me feel, embarrassed of what people would think of me and judge me on my past, when really it was just the things that I couldn't control that happened to me. It wasn't anything that I actually did, but being in those situations, you don't really think of it that way. Like, this is something that happened to me. You kind of feel like you're a part of the situation in a way. And I feel like up until last year, I never actually sat in my thoughts and processed any of it. And last year was the most alone that I have ever felt in my entire life. And that alone traumatized me. It's was needed. I had to figure out and process the why I kept getting into these situations, the what to look out for to not repeat the same patterns, but also to heal. Like, I just never was able to let go of anything that I've gone through, even though I told myself I did and I projected to other people that I was fine, but I really wasn't. And I feel like I just needed to figure out like the why did I have to endure all of these experiences. It just never really made sense to me. I don't think it really ever will. But last year changed who I am as a person, and I feel like having my mental health give out on me, I guess is like for lack of better words, like hitting that low of a mental, wasn't really even a breakdown. I just didn't have the strength or willpower to fight anymore, really. My thoughts became traumatizing, like, and just terrifying. I was terrified of my own thoughts. And that was the scariest thing I think I've ever gone through. But going through that and feeling as alone as I did will have forever changed who I am as a person. And having experienced that and finding the strength to get myself to where I am today, I'm beyond grateful for being alive and just being able to share my stories because I don't ever want anybody to feel like they're alone because nobody should feel that pain. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I feel like I have so much to say about so many things. And it's important for people to learn and understand what victims of domestic violence, the effects of it, and the loneliness and the damage that it causes to somebody for could be the rest of their life. And still in my healing, refiguring out who I am is lonely. It's hard. And I have people that I can call, but it's one of those things that because they haven't went through it, they just don't understand it. So for somebody who has experienced it to be able to speak in a way where they'll understand it without like me feeling overwhelmed about their emotions. It's something that makes you just not talk to anybody. It's lonely. But having to refigure out who you are and realize more and more that things that got taken from you, it's sad. It's, I don't even, there's no real words for it. It's something that needs to be taken more seriously. But I feel like more often than not, there's so many people that stay in such awful situations because of the fear. They don't say anything to people because of what they're going to say or how they're going to react and being shamed. Like I stayed in a lot of my situations out of fear of leaving, but also I didn't know how to tell anybody because anytime I tried, it wasn't taken serious. It's sad. And I feel like now that I have a daughter, or even my son, it terrifies me. Like I don't ever like want either of them to not feel like they could talk to somebody like I did. I don't want anybody to feel that and have to hold that type of pain in, whether it's something big or small. People should be able to talk to other people and not be shamed.